Hello and welcome to Marel Live. Today we are going to talk about how food processors can optimize their production lines. In this TV session we will explain the fundamentals of overall equipment effectiveness, or OEE, in the food processing industry. We will also tell you how the Innova food processing software is providing food processors with detailed production line information. Our main specialist today is the Innova OEE product manager, Morels. He will discuss real-time equipment status, paperless collection of production data, and how to use reports and dashboards to improve production and minimize loss. Let's quickly define what Innova is. With the Innova food processing software, we provide a solid foundation for you as a processor to collect all the data you need for managing your production. It allows you to monitor key performance indicators, KPIs, such as yield, throughput, quality, and labor efficiency in real production time. These valuable insights enable processors to identify opportunities for improvements while ensuring that production conforms to quality and food safety standards. Traceability at the forefront of food safety. There is an increased demand for traceability from consumers when it comes to food origins and with new government regulations. Innova enables you to meet this increased demand by ensuring full traceability throughout the system. Innova also enables you to meet orders on time, but at the same time helps you to improve your production by maximizing yield and throughput. Let's shift over to Stuart McBride, our Innova specialist, and let's hear what he has to say about Innova OEE.
It's all about increasing profitability. Food processors today have many challenges, but none more so than the fact that they have to ensure that production lines are running optimal at all times. If they experience these downtimes on the lines, stoppages, shortage of product, it's very important that they record this data, analyse it, and ensure that this is taken in relationship to in further processes and the future. By doing this can certainly increase their profitability.
Thank you, Stuart. Yes, it's all about profitability. In today's modern food processing, the investment in processing equipment is substantial. But how do you protect your investment and get the highest value for money? Well, first of all, you need to look carefully at the effectiveness of your production lines or equipment. How effectively are your lines running? How much production time is being wasted on production stops, and why is that? Are you producing to the optimal quality level, or are you spending too much time reworking products? What is the load split between similar production lines? Do some lines run more or better than others? How much potential production capacity is not utilized or lost, and why is that? It is important to have a clear picture of this so that you can make informed decisions on what change is needed, so that you get the highest return on your investment in processing equipment, man hours, and so on, allowing you to remove bottlenecks and get the optimal flow through your production line. Meet more orders on time at a reduced cost and increase your profitability overall. Let's hear now from our Innova product manager, Morels.
Overall equipment effectiveness, or OEE, is a set of metrics that can be used to evaluate how effectively a food processing line is being utilized. With OEE, you get one figure which indicates the health or utilization of a production line. It consists of three sub-metrics. availability or uptime of the equipment. How much of the time we intended to run did we actually run? Performance. How fast did we produce when we were running compared to the potential of the line or device? Quality. How many good products were produced? In order to be able to compare between lines, departments or sites, all values are measured on the same scale, which is a percentage of the total. By multiplying the three metrics, you get the OE figure. This is done so that sub-optimization on the sub-metrics is avoided. We do not want to increase speed, performance, if that means that quality drops unacceptably. Steering by the OE figure will make sure that you do not hurt your overall performance when changes are being made. In an ideal world, we would like all processing equipment to run 24/7, thus getting the highest return on our investment. However, since we are operating in the food industry, we have certain regulations that we need to meet, such as having to wash down equipment between shifts or even production runs. Our shop floor people need breaks. Rolling breaks are not always an option. So we have an amount of time where we either cannot produce, we have lights out, or do not intend to produce. This leaves us with a potential production time where we could run our production. Part of this time is lost due to breakdowns, idle times, or problems in other places in the line, called line restraint time. This leaves us with the actual production time where we are running and producing output. This is our availability. If our equipment or line were running at the maximum speed for the duration of our availability, we would achieve 100% performance. That is, unfortunately, seldom the case. We have a performance loss, product rate is lower than expected, or we have reduced speed on the line for quality reasons or for manpower reasons. So that leaves us with the actual output being produced. Of that output, not everything meets quality standards. It could be rejected because of weight limits containing metal or other quality parameters. So we are left with the actual amount of product that we produced at the correct quality. If you can increase this portion, then you will become more profitable. Here's a sample of how the four metrics are tied together. By multiplying the availability percentage, the performance percentage, and the quality percentage, you get the OE percentage. One figure that tells you how well are you utilizing your available production capacity. A lot of food processors are already doing this to some degrees. Recording downtimes is very common. Some also record stop reasons. Some do it in an organized way, using pen and paper or spreadsheets, with a lot of administrative overhead to get the metrics, and in best case, you have the figures at the end of the day. Others do it in an informal way by calling managers saying, this machine is down. Very few have real-time information, and even fewer actually use that information to improve their business. Now, let's have a look at how we, with a tool like Innova, can make it easy to apply OE and process improvement to your production. The solution stands on three pillars. Control the production through easy capture of real-time production data such as runtime, throughput, speed, quality, and reasons for stoppages. Monitor the results, both real-time through live dashboards or historically with our report suite that allows you to analyze where your biggest losses come from. Improve. Use the information to take informed decisions on how and where to improve your production processes. We use Innova to capture accurate real-time production data. We do that either with I/O sensors on the line or through integration to equipment on the line, Morel or third-party solutions. Changes in line state are automatically detected. If they are running, idle or stopped, Innova will prompt the operators on the line to provide stop reasons in a fast and easy way with minimal impact on their normal job. This data will provide the foundation for further detailed analysis of production performance. Dashboards with real-time information will keep line and production managers on top of the current production performance and enables them to respond quickly when performance drops. Reporting will provide the necessary insight into the main reasons for losses and patterns so that long-term improvement can be achieved. With Innova, we provide you with the tool you need to be able to take informed decisions on how and where to implement improvement actions to optimize your production. Whether that means optimizing program parameters, changing workflow, or moving staff to more ideal locations, that is up to you. You know your production best. We encourage you to implement a process of continuous improvement to unleash the full potential of your processing equipment.
Linden Foods in Northern Ireland are running Innova OEE on their equipment. Let's hear from Head of IT, Rupert West.
The OEE system, we've actually had it running in test in our own factory now for about 2 months. We can see the OEE as a definite plus for our business. Well, I work for Linden Foods. We slaughter predominantly beef and lamb, and then we also retail pack beef, lamb, chicken and pork and turkey for a number of main supermarkets across the UK and into Europe as well. The OEE actually is very interesting. We were approached by Morel to look at this, and we were currently, at that stage we were actually running our own OEE recording system. So we actually had tablets out on our production floor with operatives with spreadsheets on them, recording downtime and reasons against it. Now, whenever we put in the Innova system, we were actually able to capture real information, and it actually showed the discrepancies in the old system because operators didn't take time to record everything. The Innova system now captures every bit of downtime, and it makes the users record a reason for that downtime. So it's actually it's given us true information, whereas before we weren't sure of the information. And because it's integrated into the machines, nobody can question or doubt the information. And yet again, we brought it up on a couple of dashboards, showing the reports, and we can compare day on day and week on week and machine against machine. So it's given us where it was a very time-consuming job for a person to compile the information and put it into spreadsheets and try to report it. Now they can just click the button and get the information.
Here we have the user interface that we put on the shop floor. The main purpose of this user interface is to capture stop reasons from the floor, as well as keeping the guys on the floor informed of how the current figures are. When an event happens on the floor, all the operator will need to do is go in, select the event. It's being indicated as something that requires attention. Select the reason. Why were we idle? And record that. Of course, the reasons that you can select are fully configurable. Now, let's move on to the dashboard side of things. Here we have a dashboard that could be running in a production office, or we could display it on the floor somewhere on a big screen. This is a little bit busy. It just generally shows us how are we doing, what's the current state of this production line. How much time has it been running today? How much time has it been standing still? What are the main stop reasons that we've been seeing? Where have we lost the time? How are the OE figures, and how are we doing compared to the last couple of days? For the next bit, that is analyzing your data, let's have a look at the figures that we collect here. We have a report combining OE data and production data. So we show, again, runtime, we show the counts, we show the rejects, we show throughput, and we combine that with the OE figures. We also show this per product, so you can have detailed information on which products you are performing well on and which you have a poor performance on. Finally, when you start making your improvements, it's very interesting to view the history. See how the numbers have evolved over time. Are you improving? We can also see here that on this date, I decided to make an improvement action for the quality, so I can easily follow, okay, I made this improvement, it had this effect on the numbers. So you can continue doing it if the results were good, or you can stop doing it if the effects were negative. This will be a very important tool for improving your production.
Let's now hear from Maurice Tranter from Morels end-of-line product group and how they are using Innova OEE on their equipment.
As you've been informed, Innova OEE is compatible with many of Morel's processing equipment. The MCheck2 is one such piece of equipment. Whether used as an end-of-line check weigher or an inline process weigher, it is ideally situated within the production process for capturing both upstream and downstream stoppages. Through the easy-to-use touchscreen, operators can enter recent codes for stoppages. These can then be fed back for real-time production data. Through Innova OEE, we are able to measure both performance and reasons behind production rejects. This allows today's modern production managers to make more informed decisions about their process.
What kind of improvements have your customers seen from this system?
With a system like this, you very much get out of it what you put in. So the more effort you do in terms of changing your process, getting a continuous improvement process going, you can see very high rewards from this. We've seen over a long-term period up to a 50% increase on a specific bottleneck.
What is considered to be a world-class OEE percentage for the food industry?
That's a question we get a lot. The thing is, it's not really that important what the actual figure is, whether it's 25 or 85. What's important is that you establish a baseline and you start improving from that and continuously monitor your improvement so you get the benefits from this. Where you're starting from and where you're ending is not that important.
No. Can you apply Innova OEE to any production line, and where should you measure?
Yes, we can apply Innova OEE anywhere where we can count the products going by, either with sensors on the line or using one of the Marel devices or integration to a third-party device. Generally, we recommend that you tackle your bottlenecks first. So if you know where your bottlenecks in the production are, go to that point, start measuring there. If not, it's always interesting to have a look at the back end of the line where your finished product is. That will always tell you exactly how this line was doing.
Do I need to have an Innova system already, or can I just have the Innova OEE module?
You can have the Innova OEE system standing on its own, in its own right. So you don't need to have Innova. What you will need though is if you have Marel devices that you want to connect from, you will need to have the Innova system for that device as well.
Yeah. You haven't mentioned the pricing structure in this presentation. Can you tell us the price of the Innova OEE system?
It's very difficult to give out a general price. It depends very much on the project. How many points do we need to measure? What devices is it? Is it on I/O? Do we need sensors?
Yeah.
Do we need extra screens on the line? Can we put the screens on our own equipment? So it's very difficult to give a general answer for that.
What is the best way to get a price quotation from Marel?
If you need to get a quotation, contact your local sales representative. They will get in touch with you, discuss the project, and we will come up with a price for you.
We hope you know a bit more about how to optimize your production lines. Thank you for watching and participating in Marel Live TV. Keep safe.